leaving Manhattan behind now and living upstate New York. The train, having just left Penn Station and now Secaucus Junction, travels on old tracks, bringing us out of the dark and into the dusty air of New Jersey. Sense, sold right out of bodega storefronts. Now, bodegas are Hispanic delis, if you didn't know. And if you did, then you probably know you can buy drugs in this town. And beer sold in delis carried out in little brown bags, the brown bag law. You can drink beer out of little brown bags right in open view. I mean, not really, the brown bag law is long gone, but we pretend because we like drinking beer out of little brown bags. Yo, me saying yo now. 1 hour in New York, already I speak the language. Yo, still Canadian though. Yo, excuse me, yo, excuse me. Did not get the welcome I somehow expected. I get glares though. I get stares though. I get glares and stares that could burn holes right through you. Eyes, relentless, still, cold, stone, killer eyes, sharp eyes, eyes without compassion, eyes without mercy. Not the welcome I somehow expected. This is not Canada. This is New York City, 1984. 3 a.m., my birthday. Actress girlfriend, New York, a lot of actresses. Request my presence to celebrate early. I don't know, it's kind of late, I say. Can I just see you tomorrow? I say, oh, come on, Michael. Come to Phoebe's restaurant, pick me up. I'll be off by 4 a.m. We'll go back to Queens and celebrate early, she says. Okay, says I, because I have no spine. And against my better judgment, because now I'm leaving from Williamsburg, Brooklyn, to go into Manhattan. It's 3 a.m. and it's a Tuesday. Now, Williamsburg in those days is many years yet from becoming hip. It's still just remote, desolate, and empty. It's still just odd. Like I'm walking down Bedford Avenue, flabby arm, beehive hairdo ladies and windows watching me, staring me with squint eyes, like the dissection of a curious specimen. One bellows, "Excuse me!" I turn. She's hanging out of her street-level apartment window. She's wearing a multicolored nightgown or muumuu or some such garment. It's synthetic and flowery and tied with little strings around and under one of the folds of her neck. I'm immediately reminded of a Mad Magazine character from the early 1970s. Now, this neighborhood is colorful without question, but nowhere near safe. I'm told in the early days there were bullets whizzing down these quiet blocks, and the walk-in refrigerator at Frankie's Corner Deli was once used to store those who caught the bullets. Which is nice of Frankie's to provide that community service, when you think about it. So, this neighborhood is colorful, as I said. But no question is it dangerous. One night some poor unsuspecting passerby of incorrect skin tone made the grave error of borrowing a woman's purse from Uncle Vito's bar. And when he was later torn down from the barbed wire fence he got caught up in while attempting to flee Uncle Vito patrons, he was praying for the cops to arrive. Because that night, all the neighborhood men got to show their stuff. Got to show their new Rocky Balboa moves from the recently released Rocky III, a movie that helped to awaken their late-night proclamations of bloody glory. Hey, I got a couple of kicks in. Hey, Vinny, what did you get? I bashed his head. I bashed his fucking head. Forget about it. It was a night to celebrate. I mean, it was a bonding experience, right? Nobody was prouder than my landlord, Paulie T., who runs numbers for the mob. He looks very sharp in his white polyester tracksuit, like it was custom made for him. I think it might have been. I must confess, his name was not really Paulie T. I have changed his name to protect myself. And there's a guy named Ace who lives on the corner. I mean, he literally never leaves the corner. Refers to me as the movie star. Ace has no teeth, but he does have emphysema that he's trying to self-remedy by smoking a couple of packs of Camels a day. And he always asks when I will invite him up for tea. Hey, come! Movie star!
What's going mad? A shadow sets my dream ablaze, reflecting tones of purple haze in nighttime's eerie void. My intellect shows all dimensions, boundless is my apprehension. In dreams, no thoughts can I avoid. Locked in an echoing chamber of ideas, an image of the future to me appears, clothed in a radiant glow. Replaying memories lost in time, an avalanche of color submerges my mind, encompassed is my soul. Like on the wings of a butterfly, my spirit is lifted to the sky, then dropped on floating down. I capture an angel in my hand, and with her help I softly land, safe upon the ground. In dreams. Blue water splashed in a summer wind as the clouds have gone astray. The children run along the beach and in the water play, while all the shore is seaweed trimmed. Above the sun is golden rimmed, and softly roll the waves as if it were the bay, while nearby cry the gulls as inward presses day and outward flows the sea. The hours pass with no delay, lost clouds begin to show. The people leave, but the seabirds stay, and the waves begin to grow. While beyond the sea, the sun just melts away, and in the sky, the clouds in scarlet glow.
Said about the unconditional love of dogs. And I remember something about St. Christopher occasionally depicted with the head of a dog. Yeah. In memoriam, the man I was, awaiting birth, the man I am to become. This bardo is only of demons I created, and the reaction, the same. Oh shit, I'm back here again. Train wreck. Fragile minds and egos like freight trains. There are too many on this track. No screech of steel on steel. The wheels ever grind faster and faster, intent on making a sudden stop. I tire of picking up pieces. And last one. It's short. Obscurist. A crossword with no clues. I'm gonna make you listen to stuff. Just see it. Anyway. So, tentatively titled, Two Good Legs. Cohen was right, for there was no victory march here. We limped, two good legs between us, across cracked parking pavement and faded piss-yellow paint to a greasy spoon repast. Two good legs, 2 cups lukewarm, tickets to gastrointestinal failure later in life. 1 ticket to Boston. 2 menus and no idea what to eat. Order by numbers and immediately forget. Her 2 eggs, my cardboard passing for French toast. 2 glasses juice. Far too long for food, far too short a time together. 2 good legs between us. 2 hands held out, a rolling bus between them. Love letter. I stare at this unsent love letter, written thanks for showing me what a woman's climax feels like. 200 miles east, she's touching herself under the bedclothes after midnight, and I'm twisting my own sheets with the unseen thrash in my spine. The orgasm mental that I imagine matches her own. Neither of us can sleep. We're the two mismatched batteries sitting on the toilet near the lid hinge. Put a voltmeter on them, they still have a spark and refuse to be flushed. I think of the gunslinger who waits to draw, stands still as the bullets lumber in his direction, pulls his hog leg slow. He pulls that hog leg slow, cautious, takes one shot to do the job. Marksman, he doesn't show you the holes in his coat. We make our coffee burn, it eats through the floor. Destroy my world, woman. Remake it in your name. This world has battered your heart to bitterness and buried mine alive. I can hear it banging on the side of the box as if it were trying to fuck its way out. We're dynamite in a blender. We're on the run, fugitives from the crack in the bell.
Yeah. This one's dedicated to Albert Gore, Jr. Carbon footprint, a peak oil scam, a weather modification scheme, globalization change agents for a totalitarian dream, La Brea tar pits, taproots unfit for future shock ecology class. Even here, only one human skull was found, and she is 9,000 years old. It was certainly colder then, but she probably was murdered. Elected officials officiating at the funeral of America. And in theory, there is a new branch of human evolution disregarding past phylogenies, the idiot branch of the family tree. Where are the archaeologists? Still grandstanding in a college classroom, playing with dust and bones, brushes and tomes like the Vatican? Grave robbing like goons on Wall Street, bailing out icy water as the octet plays nearer, my God, to Death and the Maiden on the maiden voyage. Test the wind, check the soil, gaze into the sun, and watch the maunder minimum as your breath freezes, and artists plot garret revenge as servants are sent to marketplace to barter for meager morning staples. Gather dust, bilge, bile, the largest pile of carbon, melancholic pile will be the cities, dead buildings with dead cameras, and people left in a heap after the shaving begins. Sun worshippers, field hands, the homeless, penurious losers all have one thing in common: the countryside. Yet even suburban houses have TV. Every house has a screen on prevarication as a major component to the machine. I do not forget our past. Yet I am condemned as a defeatist or a leftist because I must ponder who made this prison, this Baghdad archipelago, which is swelling under shelling a grand imbroglio explanation so embedded no media or journalist is safe to trust. I do forget that you, son, still in awe of that September morning of 2001, are ready to pull triggers, but unwilling and unable to sift through smoking human ash of the inquisitorial bonfire of your own republic and find the cause of the charred kingdom that once beckoned tired, poor, and huddled masses. There is no free air for the wounded, and the dead no longer care, but even the cupric green mother of exile stood dumbfounded as the fuselage became fusillade, and a reverse coup d'etat rewrote history by lighting a fuse needed for the order to ordain their king. Taxpayers and high school students enjoy scheduled distractions. I know that none of you can change places. Impressments close the border to Canada. Can you fire on your own countrymen? Do you know that your DNA is privately owned? But not by you, soldier. Not by you. Theirs is not the reason why, which is the reason for the pyramid's eye. Where it always is.